Hi everybody, it's AJ with Hippie Fertilizing, and today I'm going to talk just a little bit about humic acid products, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, or at least the differences in some things I have here. Bear with me, I promise I'll get better at this. So we did a little video yesterday about Microlife's humic fulvic acid in a bottle. Good stuff. Now, I think it would be great for the average homeowner, right, or someone with certain small gardening operations, but in terms of what I do in organic fertilizing, going out and spraying lawns, it's just not very practical for me. The cost is too much, and what I mix up in my concentrations just wouldn't be feasible. Now, it's good stuff, good for the homeowner, good for small operation type deals. This here, though, Microlife made based off of my Hippie Juice. This is molasses and humic acid mixed together. You want to talk about something that will pack a 1-2 punch in your soil, right? And boost things, boost the microbes, open up the soil, add minerals, add nutrients, and feed nitrogen-fixing bacteria. This is the stuff. Because we all, think, oh, we need nitrogen for grass to grow. That's true. But we don't need it in synthetic forms. We need it in forms that are actually good for the plant, that make all the plant processes work. And when you do it synthetically, you kind of shut down most of what's supposed to be happening with the root and bacteria symbiotic relationships. And here, I'm using a little gelato bottle. I love this gelato. Has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, though. Sorry. But in here, we have what's called humic acid flake. I don't know how well you can see it. Let's see. Ooh, love this stuff. Love this stuff. And should have got a spoon or something, mix that up. This is what I like to use, personally, just because I'm mixing up heavy concentrations. Ooh, you see that though? I just barely poured that in there, and it's already, dissolving in the water, becoming an excellent solution. And that was just a tiny, tiny bit. And look how nice and cloudy and dark it is. What humic acid does for soil, especially here in Hippie Fertilizing, we're here in League City, Texas. Guess what we have to deal with all day long? Southern lawns with southern, lovely, gumbo clay soil. And everyone wants typically St. Augustine grass, but a lot of us are being taught how to do things based on northern cool season grasses, and we have to deal with heat, tons of heat, and our clay, our soil profile is different. There are some properties about growing lawns that pretty much encompass everything, because if you have healthy soil, you have healthy soil. But sometimes what you need to do to have healthy soil is going to be different based on region. Even different regions in Texas, because it's like one of the largest states in the United States. We have, I think, 5 different major climate zones. And I know I'm in the Gulf Coast area, so we got tons of moisture, we go through little droughts, and we have a little bit higher salinity because we're close to the water. Man, I'm just still super impressed with how that just on its own, didn't even mix it, started to really, really turn into the beautiful solution that I like. Because with this stuff, I'm usually knocking in like 4 pounds of humic acid flake powder. There is different ones. I've used different stuff. It doesn't mix up so well. What I like about this is when it does all dissolve, you barely have to stir it or mix it or anything for it to all get back in the solution. It stays really well. So, again, Microlife has made something. Their plant and soil energy, aka Hippie Juice. Let's see what happens here. Nice, nice. Good color. And I happen to know there's a lot of sludge at the bottom of this bottle. I think that's perfectly fine though, because it's so strong and so dense they really packed a lot in this bottle that I really think this is a premium product compared to this. Even though it's in a quart, you get way more out of it than you do a gallon of that stuff because it has that molasses in it. See, it's a little, I don't know if you can tell, it's like goopier, thicker. Doesn't take much to get a lot. You want to talk about greening up a lawn, opening up your soil, chelating nutrients, feeding microbes. This stuff is definitely the way to go. Of course, again, I don't use this product in my day-to-day operation just because the cost effectiveness and everything wouldn't be very good. Also, I'm not trying to have like 100,000 bottles all the time when I can buy things in bigger containers and use it and have essentially less waste just for, you know, my own business. Homeowner, bam, that's what you want. Still though, it almost looks like this is darker, right, than this product here, and I just barely pour any in there. Again, typically when I'm making a mix, I use a 100-gallon tank to spray everything, and I'm putting about 4 pounds in there. Ooh, definitely good stuff in terms of color, and like, you could tell, you really can tell the way a product's going to perform a lot by how it reacts in the water. I think because of the molasses in here though, it does take just a little bit more mixing to really get the solution we're looking for. But let's just make these ridiculously strong. I mean, it's gonna go on my grass anyway. Now, back to the beautiful humic acid flake powder. Now, of course, like with anything, you know, if you ever make Kool-Aid or smoothie, something where you have to mix in stuff, now the more water you have, the better it's going to mix, because it's not like super saturated with your product. If you ever take water and sugar and make it super strong, it'll crystallize. It's pretty cool how it works. Now I know, let's see here. Love how black that is, and this just, it really breaks down fairly quick for how strong it is. So next time though, I'll definitely make up some like measured solutions, because a lot of times in these things, I'll be honest, I wing it. So now though, I have it mixed with water, right? That stuff kind of fell right off. The humic acid still sticking to my fingers real well. A little bit darker, still comes off, still darker though. It's not even as strong as I like to make it. So, if you really want to pack a punch though, mixing molasses in with your humic acid just really makes everything thrive in a way you can't even believe. One thing I love about molasses is that it has loads of iron, calcium, magnesium, what else? Phosphorus, manganese. So that calcium and magnesium really help with our clay soils that we have to help break stuff up. You want things to unbond in a healthy way, and you're never ever gonna get that with a chemical fertilizer, because it's loaded with salts. And if you're using other chemical fertilizers like a weed and feed, right, you're not even technically putting down a fertilizer, putting down an herbicide with a fertilizer carrier. So be mindful of that, and all those salts make that soil of any kind that you have bond together in an unhealthy manner, and I believe it's called a soil dispersal. So I like to say that it acts like a shower curtain, right? Throw a shower curtain, water it, what's going to go through the shower curtain? Nothing. Put a few holes in it, more stuff will go, but you don't want it to be like that, right? You want it to be like a cylinder full of marbles, so that when you pour water, it penetrates through very nicely. And humic acid, especially humic acid with molasses, will help with a process called soil flocculation. So it takes different types of soil particles and binds them together in bigger clumps called soil aggregates, and there you will truly have a more porous soil profile. So here we are, having a little fun with some humic acid. Man, I've barely used any of this at all, and yeah, they're basically all the same color. The good thing is too that you can tell is, you know, as we've been sitting here, there really isn't much change. Like some products that you use that are humates or different humic powders, they'll basically drop to the bottom and you gotta constantly stir it up. So with what I'm doing, trying to fertilize lawns, I don't want to have to stop my tank and like mix it up every 5 minutes because my good stuff isn't in that full solution. Figured that out the hard way. Can't tell y'all where I get this stuff just yet, but it's really good. And soon here though, I do want to be able to provide it in small amounts because I have to buy it in like 50-pound packages. But it works. Definitely super happy this stuff came along. And if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend humic acids. They're the best soil conditioners out there. They add carbon, they add minerals. It will increase your root growth. It opens up soils. It detoxifies your soils. Like the stuff that humic acid does has a laundry list of benefits, and you can mix it with other things. I don't ever, you know, please don't ever mix it with like herbicides and chemical fertilizers. That can go in the wrong direction real quick because of the way it makes humic acid makes other products respond. But just like I mix it with molasses, you can mix it with seaweed, and you can mix it with other natural organic products, and it will make your solution work faster or go longer, and both. So check it out. Anyway, this is AJ again with Hippie Fertilizing. Check out hippiefertilizing.com, and remember, nature called for change. We answered.